Hello all sentient beings and welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, where we talk about all news, comics, and media related to the... On this episode of Transmissions Alt Mode, we review Transformers Beast Wars Issue 2. Wizards of the Coast is working on a new Transformers game, and Nickelodeon is bringing a Transformers comedy to the small screen. Today is Friday, March 5th, 2021, and this is episode 223 of Transmissions Alt Mode.
Welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, the podcast that, after WandaVision, is totally down for a Transformers sitcom. I'm your host Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
Fan artist Apollo, aka Robo Apollo on Twitter and Instagram.
Hi, everyone.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hey, let's talk Transformers.
You sounded like Fozzie Bear there.
Hey! Waka waka.
All right, we're back for another episode of Transmissions Alt Mode, and we have a special guest, Apollo. Thank you for joining us again.
Hi, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we had Apollo all this week, so she joined us on the Toy Show, episode 423, just this Wednesday, so check that out. And now we've got Alt Mode, and I know you're a big Beast Wars fan, so I'm sure you were excited to get this comic here.
Yes, I am very excited about it.
And since you're guest hosting this week, you actually got the advanced copy, so you got to see it before anybody else does.
Yeah, that was very exciting, actually.
All right. Well, I've teased the meat of the show enough, so I think we should just get right in. As always, we start off the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who give us money on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you so much for continuing to support the show. And this week we have our newest Donatreon, Gray the Color. So thank you for joining up. And then our longtime Donatreon number one, Derek, has upgraded to a diecast Donatreon. So thank you, Derek, for that upgrade. You guys are awesome. All right. Also, if you are a Donatreon, one of the perks is that you get access to our early bonus uncut episodes of Empire of Rust. So this is Empire of Rust episode 45, St. Patrick's Wing. And this is coming out even before the regular Empire of Rust episode 45. That won't be out until March 15th, but this bonus uncut episode is coming out March 8th, Monday, March 8th. So if you are a Donatreon, you will have automatic access to that. So this is episode 45, but with all the stuff that got left on the cutting room floor as well. So you get the bonus, you get the early access, and you get to hear it before everyone else. So don't spoil it for anybody else when you're listening. All right, so that's all the news we've got. So let's start off with some comics news. All right, well, Takara Tomy Mall has uploaded their latest Generations manga comic, and this looks like it's going to be the final comic. I mean, they're calling it final. It's part one of their. I don't know if they're ending this storyline here, but you can check out the comic. Of course, it is in Japanese, so you might want to wait until they get a translation. But it does look like you've got lots of interesting characters. I see Primacron there. We've got Primus, Super Megatron, God Neptune, lots of cool characters. And you know, the Japanese, the manga is very much meshing lots of different versions of the toy line and lots of versions of different eras of Transformers into one kind of semi-coherent storyline. Just, you know, as an excuse to put all these toys together. So it's usually pretty interesting. All right. Next, with IDW, they have their Transformers comic solicitations for May 2021. So this was interesting because along with all the kind of expected comics we've got out there, so we've got the trade paperback for Transformers Volume 4. So this is a collection of Transformers, the new Transformers series, issues 25 to 30, the Valentine's Day special, and Transformers Escape issues 1 to 5. So that's a pretty large collection there. The volumes have been looks like about 12 issues or so every volume for the recent collections. And then we've also got the regular issues coming out, My Little Pony / Transformers. This is the second crossover series, and this is issue 2 of that series. Then Beast Wars number 4, and then Transformers 31. But then another listing, and this was a surprise. We've got a Transformers 2021 annual, and the annual is on art duties for the Transformers 2021 annual is Mr. Alex Milne. So that was a nice surprise. We mentioned this, I think, in the last episode, but just going through the solicitations, wanted to highlight this. It's always nice to have Alex back on a Transformers book, and this is no exception. And Alex also put up on his Twitter, he put up some list, multiple images showing the process of developing the art from pencils to inks to colors for the cover. It's a really cool image. Looks like I believe that's Light Bright, and then like her, I guess she's a city speaker and she's connected to Titans, and like somehow I think she's tapping into the Titan network, and then seeing lots of other characters connected there. You see Nautica, you see Thunderwing. So looking forward to this annual. It should be interesting. And that's all the comics news, so we can move on to our comic review.
Okay, this week we're talking about Beast Wars number 2. This is written by Eric Burnham, art by Josh Burcham, letters by J.K. Wood. Assistant editor is Riley Farmer, editor is David Marriott, and supervising editor is Tom Waltz. Cover A with this issue has Nyx walking on their new planet while Pterosaur looks on with plans. And this is by Josh Burcham. Cover B is continuing the series of characters on a blank white background. This week we have Rhinox and Scorponok, and this is by Dan Schoening with colors by Luis Antonio Delgado. And then Retailer Incentive has Optimus Primal Locked in Battle, and this is by Winston Chan, who is a friend of the show. So Apollo, we'll start with you. Which one of these three is your favorite?
I'm going to be biased because I'm friends with Winston as well. And it also has Beast Wars Megatron on there. I just love how dynamic this cover looks, the retail incentive cover. I think Winston did a fabulous job on the details, look at with the scales and the fur. And, it's just really cool seeing him get more opportunities to do official work for IDW. And I love the colors. You can notice there's lighting, along the edge of Optimus Primal's fur here on the left-hand side and on, Megatron's back. And it's just, I just love the colors, the color combination, with the background and the characters. It's using shades of purple and blue. It's just spot on. So Winston, you did a fabulous job.
Cool. Charles, what about you?
I'm going to have to agree with Apollo. I really like Winston's cover, the retailer incentive. And I just like that, the Primal Megatron face off. It looks really cool. It reminds me of the cartoon where we had that episode, the first episode of the series where they squared off in the surrounded by Energon. It's a really cool image. I really like it.
All right, Daryl, as like probably the biggest Beast Wars fan out of all of us, which one of these do you like?
Well, I like the one with the dinosaur biting the monkey. That's the one I like. The Winston Chan one is really quite good. It's he's done an immaculate job on this one. It's just there is so much detail in here. I really do. I like it quite a bit. And that's taking nothing away from the other ones. Josh has done a really good job with Nyx in this one, with Pterosaur in the back there. It looks really good. And then Dan Schoening's character design ones here look really quite good as well. But I really do like the design of Winston's and all the Energon and just the detail on both characters here. It looks really great.
Yeah, awesome. I have to agree too. And I hadn't even noticed the lighting, Apollo, before you mentioned it. But yeah, it's like you're actually seeing kind of how the moonlight would affect the characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice backlighting.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the summary of the book. Inside the Axelon, Rhinox is trying to understand this new planet. There are multiple different biomes that are coexisting, and it shouldn't be possible. Next to him, Rat Trap isn't really paying attention as he's snacking on some fruit. Rhinox chastises him, but Rat Trap makes some sense. Their organic bodies can process the food much quicker than they're able to process the raw energon, so why not? As Rat Trap is about to finish his explanation with an insult, everything freezes as we see they're being observed by some mysterious creatures. They're concerned by these new arrivals and afraid that they will ruin the experiments that they have on this planet. But before the three creatures decide what to do, they teleport to the Predacon ship. And as they do, Rat Trap feels like they were just being watched. As these creatures look at Tarantulas, they continue to debate these new arrivals. Ultimately, they decide to let them go on, and if the experiments are ruined, they'll just raise the planet and start over. And as they teleport away, Pterosaur thought he saw a flash. Thinking it's just because he's stir-crazy, he heads outside. Meanwhile, Megatron is spending his time trying to decrypt data from the Golden Disk. Scorponok offers his help as he's an accomplished codebreaker, but Megatron turns him down by throwing him against a wall and tells him to go help Tarantulas. On top of the Axelon, Nyx is taking a break after examining the damage to the ship. Primal transforms as he arrives, and he asks how things are looking. Happy with the results, he suggests that Nyx tries out her new wings. It might be good to get a view of what's happening just outside of sensor range. Inside the dark side, Dinobot wants an update from Tarantulas on what he's discovered about the planet. Tarantulas hasn't really discovered anything because he accidentally scanned the room first instead of the exterior, and he discovered some interesting readings. Dinobot knows that these seem like unspace. However, he's frustrated at the lack of progress about learning about what dangers might be outside, and he orders Tarantulas to get working, but the Predacon chain of command is a bit uncertain, and Tarantulas just orders Dinobot out of his lab. As she's flying around, Nyx discovers that she's out of communication range due to the energon levels. As she's about to head back, Pterosaur suddenly attacks her. Nyx is too fast in her bat mode, so Pterosaur transforms and shoots Nyx out of the sky before returning to show Megatron his prize. So that is issue 2. I thought not really much action at all until the end. Lots of character stuff. I love the aliens, which I believe are the Vok that are doing these experiments. We have like the floating mountain and all the snowy area and all the different biomes. I like the stuff about the food because I think the show didn't really go into it all that much except for the episode where Rhinox is farting all the time. But nice to kind of show that you give a reason that, yeah, they can eat food and turn it into energon internally. And I think it's going to be neat because I don't know if the show really went into the Vok as quickly as this is with, and like Tarantulas, like he's detecting something, and I think the Predacons at least are gonna know about the Vok before the Maximals. So it's interesting. Lots of setup here. I thought the book looked fantastic. Josh is still doing a great job. I think the best image I saw in the book was probably the pterosaur one at the end, where he's bringing Nyx to Megatron. But all in all, I didn't really have a problem with the book in art wise. Yeah, I enjoyed it. But Daryl, we're gonna start with you because I know you probably didn't enjoy it because not much happened. So, what do you think?
Yeah, this was pretty slow. I am not a fan of the big exposition dumps and slow burns. So I know that we just started this book, so I gotta give it a little bit more, leniency when I give my, 2 cents on this. I mean, if we're going into 20 issues of this and we're still going slow, then, I'll get a little harsher. But I have no idea who these floating heads are. And I mean, I'm all up for a little bit of mystery. That's fine with me. So, as a person who is not a huge Beast Wars fan, let's, they don't need to be explained right off the bat if you want to keep that as a mystery for people who are picking the series up for the first time without any kind of Beast Wars experience. I do like the idea that Primal is, he's trying to be a much more kind of, go and, test out, where we are, see where we are and that kind of thing. He's trying to be a cool, fun leader with Nyx here. And I get that. That's fun. And I respect that as a motivational tool. The Predacons, they're a little bit more, rigid and a bit of more of a, I guess more of a pain in the ass to be around. Dinobot does seem to be the only one that seems to want to do anything that is worthwhile or try to do something, in some kind of military system, and nobody seems to want to go with that. And I get that. I guess they're kind of just a ragtag team of screwballs and that are following this Megatron that's preached to them something that they like. So I did like the meetup between Nyx and Pterosaur. I found it odd. Like, did they crash in the same area? I assume they were because they were chasing each other.
They're not super close. If it's going like the show.
Okay.
The Predacons landed in a more of a volcanic area.
Okay.
And Maximals landed in more of a grassy area.
Gotcha. So, I mean, if they're really far apart, the chances of them meeting in the sky are they're astronomically high. I find that a little hard to believe, but I mean, I'm a little bit more, I suspension of disbelief when it comes to comics is, it comes with the territory. So I do believe that a pterodactyl would be able to shoot a bat out of the sky. I mean, if a pterodactyl had guns, of course. But this book was definitely a little bit more slow moving. So yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit more rough on the art. I think the art could be a little bit more detailed. There seemed to be a lot of speed lines in this book. Everything moved really fast. A lot of panels had speed lines. So they're all always coming in from the sides of the panel. So all you got to do is kind of flip through this book, and you're going to see at least one speed line panel per page. It's there's a lot of them, and is everything moving that fast? I don't know. It seems fairly repetitive as a way to kind of move the story along. But anyway, that's kind of my take on the book.
Apollo, we saw during trips to the store this week that you are a Beast Wars fan. What did you think of the book?
Well, I enjoyed it. I thought I love the story so far. I think it's fantastic. I really like getting to know the new characters, Nyx and Scold, more in this book. And, you know, and with the art, I noticed that too with the speed lines, you know, in a lot of different panels, you know, and it's very anime-esque and manga-esque in regards to using those. So, and guessing that's a style choice that's being made for the art. But I really liked it. My favorite page in the book is when Pterosaur is chasing Nyx. Visually, like I just liked, you know, seeing the flapping of the wings in the chase part. That was really cool. I believe it's page 22. I really liked that page. That really stood out to me out of all of them in regards to like him capturing the artist, capturing the movement. I also liked seeing the little rubber ducky in there.
That was cute.
Yeah, that was really cute. And I remember that from the show. And, you know, I'm really excited about it. Like, I think this story is really interesting. So I'm really curious to see what happens next.
Yeah, cool. And Charles, what were your thoughts?
So I got to agree with Daryl a little bit about the
What?
there wasn't a lot of action in this book. You know, I was excited for the first issue where we got off to a strong start, and this one kind of slowed things down. Like really, and just, you know, I think we needed a little bit more meat on these bones here. You know, the Beast Wars cartoon really, you know, they start off real quickly with getting them all out. I mean, it's kind of flimsy in that they're just, the Cheetor just goes out for a stroll and then immediately attacks Waspinator, and then they all like just jump into battle. So, you know, maybe that was a little bit too quick but I think in this comic we could have gotten a little bit more than Nyx immediately getting captured on her first flight out. But I mean, I'm worried for Nyx now. she's you know, caught by the Predacons. I hope. I'm wondering if that's going to be the catalyst for Dinobot switching sides. Maybe like if they start torturing her, he's like, that's not honorable or something, and then decides to you know, this to defect or rescue her and defect or something like that. That would be. I'm
just hoping they don't pull a Rebel on us.
Yeah, that would be disappointing. But yeah, I mean, I hope issue 3 is a little bit more dynamic and action packed. But the art, the Josh Bersham's art continues to impress. I mean, it's really well done. And yeah, I just wish the story was a little bit more exciting in this issue. The Vok, or I mean, I don't know if they're the Vok, but I'm going to call them the Vok. The designs are very, very interesting. They look, they remind me of like, you know, the Mexican Day of the Dead ceremony, like, you know, giant skulls or something like that. But yeah, it's cool that we get them introduced so early, so, you know, right up front, so we know that it's more than just Predacons and Maximals. So I'm curious where they're going to take that storyline in this comic. I mean, I'm pulling for the Beast Wars. I'm a fan of Beast Wars, so I want this to do well, but I need a little bit more action in the comic. You've only got 20 pages. You gotta give us a little bit more.
Well, hopefully next issue it'll pick up.
Yep.
But anyway, that was our review. And looking forward to seeing where this goes.
All right, that's Transformers Beast Wars number 2, and now we will move on to Transformers Media News.
All right, in media news this week, there's a bunch. It's been a while. So we've got a few things to talk about here. And up first, I'm going to throw it to Jeremy because we've got some business to talk about. Businessy business stuff. Jeremy, take us through the business.
All right. I think some of this is going to go over stuff that we have later on. So I'll probably hit some of the high notes, but
just dumb it down for me. Try not to lose me, okay?
Hasbro made money.
Oh, whoa!
They announced that across all of their Hasbro brands, specifically for Transformers, the feature film, which we knew about, is coming summer 2022. They announced the director, Stephen Caple Jr., who did Creed 2. He's the director. And then Lorenzo Di Bonaventura and Steven Spielberg are both producer and executive producer. There's no mention of Michael Bay anywhere. Thank you. And then they also have an animated full-length feature film in development with Josh Cooley directing, who was the director of Toy Story 4, winning an Academy Award for that. So good news on the movie side, hopefully. They have War for Cybertron on Netflix they have been happy with, and Kingdom is going to be coming out July 2021. There's going to be a new BotPots series that you're going to talk about in a minute. And there's a new Nickelodeon show that you're also going to talk about in a minute. So I was going through the transcript, and some of the things regarding Transformers that I thought was interesting here. Oliver Dumont from Entertainment One Limited, he's the president of Family Brands. He said they've greenlit the first comedy series based on Transformers, which will be the BotBots on Netflix Q4 2021. And they're also going to be premiering the two Cyberverse 44-minute specials. I don't know if we knew that the Cyberverse things were going to be specifically 44 minutes, but more confirmation that that's coming. And then the Nickelodeon series is going to be a CGI series. Steve Bertram, Entertainment One, president of Film and Television, talked more about the movie stuff I just mentioned. And he's also, his area covers the Netflix stuff. And again, they're happy with how it performed. And then I guess the rest of them, there were Kim Boyd, who is with Hasbro, Senior Vice President and General Manager of Global Brands, was talking about some of the preschool age stuff. Rescue Bots, they didn't announce anything new for it, but they were kind of pushing it. Apparently over 200 episodes of content on Netflix. I don't know if that's just Rescue Bots or not, but they're promoting that. So we might see more Rescue Bots toys, I'm guessing. I think that's pretty much it. It seemed Transformers did very well this year for Hasbro, and their Entertainment One acquisition from a couple of years ago is really going to start paying off. So looking forward to seeing what we have coming up.
Cool. All right. The next bit of businessy news is Entertainment One is looking for an entertainment brand marketing manager for Transformers. We were talking about this earlier, and Apollo, this interested you.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I read the job description. It seems pretty exciting. So, if anyone's into marketing, you should apply for this job.
Right on. This is something that always kind of, as a Canadian, I'm not really eligible for any of these. I need to, revoke my Canadianness.
Be American.
And it's not really in vogue right now. So, yeah, but I'm going to, hopefully they'll find who they're looking for and that they're a fan of Transformers. Next up, we've got, there's a new digital game coming for Transformers that's being produced by the Wizards of the Coast people. So that's kind of fun. And so I guess there's always something new.
Do we have any clarification on what digital game means? Is that not a video game or not a mobile game? I don't understand what.
It's not a card game.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering because Wizards of the Coast does mostly card games like Magic and stuff. Yeah. Wonder if this is going to be kind of like Hearthstone, like a digital card game.
Yeah. Why didn't they just call it a digital card game then?
They could why didn't they just take the Transformers trading card game and just digitize it?
Yeah. Oh, I guess that was Wizards of the Coast too, wasn't it?
Yep.
So we don't know what's happening with that, but it's on the way. It's coming. So, if
looks like someone here in the comments said that they created their own video game studio last year that contains a lot of people that left BioWare. So could be like a more traditional video game.
okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see. There's not really a lot of information to go on with that one. Next up, we've got more of that old audio from the G1 era from Transformers at the Moon, and this is deleted and extended scenes audio for Dinobot Island Part 2. And this is up on their YouTube page and their website. So if you want to listen to that, take a look. And this is always a lot of fun to take a look back at these old G1 episodes and the old audio that they have from this. It's the closest thing to going back in time and getting in on those old recording sessions. So and then next up, we've got Shout Factory has their going out of print sale. So if you're looking for some stuff from Shout Factory, they're having a sale. Take a look at seeing what's on their website. Lots of Transformers stuff available. The Transformers Japanese collection, the Transformers Headmasters, Transformers Master Force, Victory, Beast Wars Season 1 and compilation, Beast Machines, the complete series, Robots in Disguise 2015, Season 1, and Rescue Bots, 6 compilation titles. So, yeah, lots of stuff there. So that's pretty cool.
I think they're not going to renew the license. Or they've lost it, because on this page, so much stuff is also on there.
Well,
all their Hasbro stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like it. So yeah, if you're looking for that. Next up, Jeremy mentioned it earlier. The BotBots animated series is going to Netflix, so that's pretty cool. They got says here we've got an official, the official press release on it. So 20 episode animated comedy series, so that's pretty fun. I know that Epic is a really big fan of BotBots, so she's probably just in love with this news, and maybe we'll ask her about it the next time she's on the show. Apollo, what are your feelings on BotBots?
I was really into them when they first came out, and I have a ton of them. They are put away in storage now. I think they're fun. It reminds me of that one band, that song, and I'm blanking on the name. It's Robots in Need of Disguise. I don't know if you've, you probably know what band I'm talking about, and I'm blanking on their name. I think it's a fun idea. I kind of think it's a little gimmicky, but I like the more serious shows like Transformers Prime and whatnot. So, but it's always nice to see a new take on Transformers. So I'm curious to just see what this actually is.
Starbomb. That's the group.
Yeah, Starbomb. Yeah. Yeah, because, they're like, because there's disguised as regular items. There's one that's a toilet paper roll, so I imagine there's going to be a lot of fun shenanigans in this show.
Yeah. My 6-year-old is so excited for this. So I'm hoping that it's going to have the humor for the kids, but also be written well enough to have humor for the adults to pick up as well.
I expect so. Additionally to the BotBot series, we've got the Nickelodeon series. And this is apparently is an animated comedy series, and they have ordered 26 half-hour episodes. So this is a lot of content, a lot of Transformers cartoon content. Like Jeremy had mentioned earlier, this is the show that's supposed to be CGI. There is no news as to when it's expected, but it is in development, and looks like it's going to be pretty fun. So I don't know about comedy series, but maybe it's not going to be as serious as, like, let's say Transformers Prime, like Apollo was saying. So
26 minutes or 26 half-hour episodes. It's
a lot of content. That's a lot of content. 13 hours. There you go. So, additionally to that, the one that we definitely knew was coming was Kingdom, and it did get a release date, and it will be on Netflix in July 2021. No exact date, but July 2021 gives us something to kind of put a pin in, so we can kind of look back or look forward towards, and that will complete the first the Netflix trilogy. We've got some Viacom highlights from the future movie plans, and this is something I guess Jeremy, you were also touching on.
This is for the new Paramount Plus service, which is replacing CBS All Access.
Yes. So I don't have access to any of this, I don't think. So,
well, you will. Paramount Plus is going to be international.
Oh, is it? Oh, cool. That's fun. So I guess Bumblebee, the Bumblebee movie, will be on Paramount Plus, as well as all upcoming Transformers movies. So that's good. And then just for our G.I. Joe fans out there, Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins, will be released on Paramount Plus in 2022. So that's kind of fun. Right on. A lot of stuff. There's so many streaming services right now. You probably will spend more on streaming services than you ever did on cable. It's gone full circle and worse.
We reinvented cable.
Yep.
Yeah, if only there was a service that would consolidate everything we want to watch and just have one bill.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it for media news.
All right, and we will finish up the show with transforming pop culture.
Yeah, and I guess I put this in here, so I'll talk about it. I was surprised to see the Nerdist tweet about the Cybertronic Spree this morning, and I wanted to they said the Cybertronic Spree are the best Transformers fan in the world. Maybe not. There's some other Transformer bands. They're probably the best ones that do cosplay while they're playing. But they recently released a cover of the song Barracuda by Heart that was absolutely amazing. And so it's great seeing them getting some press by, pretty big outlets like Nerdist. And I saw other outlets kind of copied the Nerdist, and also posted about it. But, always great to see them get some mainstream press. Really cool. And if you haven't heard their cover of Barracuda, it's absolutely great.
Yeah, and they filmed that all separately too, so I think that was really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, all these musicians that are doing that, like filming stuff individually, it amazes me how they get it all in sync.
Did they perform something for Icon Online?
They didn't perform any music, but they did play the Wheel of Iacon online game, and they did in other games. So they were a part of it, but not musically. We did play their music videos with their permission. So
right on.
Yeah, the Cybertronic Spree was the in between intermission between all the Iacon Online panels. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, we were playing them and Stan Bush also. Mm-hmm. We got permission to play his music videos too.
Yep.
Yeah, they're a fun group of people, the Cybertronic Spree. I'm really glad that they were a part of the event and have gotten to know them since.
All right, well, that will do it for this episode of Transmissions Alt Mode. Apollo, thanks for joining us this week on both shows, and where can everyone find your stuff online?
Well, you can find me at RoboApollo on Twitter and Instagram, where I post my Transformers fan art and other stuff. And I hope to see you on Twitter. I am currently doing a 900 follower giveaway. If once I reach 900 followers, which right now I am, I think 28 followers away. I will be giving away a free bust commission digitally to a one lucky winner. So please follow my Twitter account and find out how to be a part of that. And I hope to see you on social media.
And we always end the show by giving a shout out to our masterpiece donatrons, and that is John 4X Levengood and Dinobot Maximize. Thank you guys for continuing to support the show at such a high level, which is why you get a shout out on every episode. And we've still got merchandise on our TeePublic store. That's at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. And if you buy anything from TeePublic through our link, that helps us out. But you've also got Transmissions merchandise to buy, so lots of cool stuff there. Check out the shirts, check out the masks we've got, and other merchandise. So thanks, and thanks everyone for listening. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Transmissions. But just because this episode is over doesn't mean the Transformers fun has to stop. Join us and other Transformers fans on our Discord chat server by visiting transmissionspodcast.com/discord. If you would like to learn more about how you could support the Transmissions Podcast, just visit transmissionspodcast.com/support. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.
All right, as always, we start out the show. Thank you.
Sorry. All right. We are looking at Beast Wars number 2 this week.
But not
This
yet.
is written by Eric Burnham.
Yeah, we have to.
What?
It's embargoed, so we can't do it yet.
Oh. Sorry. Well, psyching myself up to get through this.